Morning, Kasturians. In this video, we will discuss chapter 4 of civics, that is the judiciary. So let's start. The judicial system of federal India is a single integrated system that administers and interprets the laws, that protects the natural rights of the citizens, and looks into the affairs of the union and state laws through a system of hierarchy of courts. In this system of hierarchy, the Supreme Court is the apex court, and after that the high courts and the subordinate courts at different levels of the judicial system are there. Now, what makes judiciary important? See, judiciary helps to settle the disputes between people and the state government, or between two states or the state government and the central government or union government. The judiciary upholds and enforces the fundamental rights of the citizens of India. And for this, the Supreme Court is empowered to declare a law null and void if it is found that the law is going against the principles and ideals of our constitution. Thus, the Supreme Court is the final interpreter of our constitution. In India, the judiciary is independent organ. Why the judiciary is independent? See, the judiciary can check the misuse of powers by the other two organs, that is the legislative and the executive. Also, the judiciary is considered to be impartial. That's why the framers of our constitution have made the judiciary an independent organ. Now we will see the Supreme Court. It is the apex of the judicial system in our country. The Supreme Court is located in the capital of India, that is Delhi, and the final decisions which are to be abided by all the courts of our country are made here in the Supreme Court. In the Supreme Court, we have a Chief Justice of India and a maximum of 30 judges who assist the Chief Justice of India. The Chief Justice of India is appointed by the President after consulting the judges of Supreme Court and the High Courts, who in the eyes of President are important and necessary. The remaining judges of the Supreme Court are appointed by the President after consulting with the Chief Justice of India. To be a judge of the Supreme Court, the person must be primarily a citizen of India, and he should have an experience of at least 5 years as a judge of High Court, or at least 10 years experience as an advocate of a High Court, or he should be a distinguished jurist in the President's opinion. Regarding the term of the office, the term of office for Supreme Court judges is not fixed, but the age limit is there. They can serve the office as a judge of Supreme Court till they attain the age of 65 years. There are also provisions to remove the Supreme Court judges. If the President finds that the judges are misusing their jurisdiction, or they are misusing their office, or if they are found to be misbehaving or they are incapable, then the President of India can remove the judges of Supreme Court by the process of impeachment. In this process, a motion is passed that contains the charges against the judge, and this motion should be passed by a 2/3 majority of the members present and voting in both the houses, that is the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha of the Parliament. Regarding the jurisdiction of Supreme Court, there are the original jurisdiction, the appellate jurisdiction, the advisory jurisdiction. So, in the original jurisdiction, the Supreme Court is empowered to hear and decide certain cases in the first instance, that is, the cases which cannot be heard in any other court, like the disputes between two states, the disputes between the central government and one or more state governments, the cases that are concerned with the violation of constitution by government or any other else, or issue of writs for the enforcement of fundamental rights. Apart from the original jurisdiction, there is appellate jurisdiction. Appellate jurisdiction, it includes the appeals against the judgments of the lower courts and the high courts. The Supreme Court, being the highest judicial authority, has the power to review the decisions of the high courts, and it can give its own judgments in matters of civil and criminal cases only. Then we have the advisory jurisdiction. As the name itself suggests, this jurisdiction empowers the Supreme Court to advise the President on constitutional issues when it is asked for the same. However, since it's an advice, the President is not bound to follow the advice, and the Supreme Court, it records and prints all its proceedings and judgments, and thus it also functions as the court of record. These judgments made by the Supreme Court judges, they serve as laws, and they can be cited by the subordinate courts throughout the country in specific cases. Then we have the judicial review. It is the power which is vested only with the Supreme Court to examine the validity of the laws which are passed by the union and state governments. A law can be annulled if it is found incompatible with the Constitution. So that's all we have in this video. In the next video, we will discuss about the high courts.